All right, guys, welcome back to Don't Limit God. I know it's been a minute. It's been a long time, but I'm back. If you're new here, I'm Joseph. If you're not new, hey, it's me again. Uh, and I have a guest with me today. His name is Abraham Bawumia. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing amazing, my friend. How are you doing, Joseph?
I'm great. So now listen. I hear the accent, right? Where are you from?
I'm from London in the United Kingdom.
Okay, so I've never been, right? So tell me something about London that if I travel, right, it's super important that I do or go to.
Well, I'll say around this time, being February, the weather is more so to the cold side.
Okay,
Surprisingly, in the last few weeks, it's been better than, I would expect. I'd say London's somewhere you want to come in the summer. In the summer, it's great because the weather's like typically 20 something degrees, which is nice and warm. You meet a lot of tourists here as well. And I will mention you have to check the nightlife out 100% because I hear that there's the best nightlife host of all time is in London. That's one thing I hear.
really.
He also happens to have the exact same name as me. So
Listen, man, of course. Okay, so what we're gonna do on this episode, guys, I've given Abraham a quote, right, and we're gonna share our thoughts on that quote. But first, as always, God, love, and truth are universal, but the specifics of God, love, and truth are not. Abraham, what are your thoughts on that?
see, from what you just said, that the only thing I could think of is that's a mindset. That's
Hmm.
what I because if someone's thinking that they're saying God is all love and truthful, it's like it's a way of saying okay, they just off the top of my head, I'm thinking it's saying if you believe God is love and truthful, he will be love and truthful. And if you don't believe then you won't receive anything in return. That's how I interpret it. So it's
Okay,
actually the belief in God being love and truthful that will make him give everything to you.
I like it a lot. All right, so we're gonna get into the quote, and I'm
I
gonna
love
say the quote again, just obviously because people don't know.
it.
So it starts with everything starts with your heart. If you haven't been hurt, you are not going to feel it in your mind. You're going to feel it in your heart, and your heart will tell your mind how to interpret
I
that.
love it. That's cold. That what I interpret it that is because there's this saying which I like, which is we become what we think about. But the
Hmm.
truth is, with that quote, it explains it is you become what you feel about. Because a lot of the times, we think, okay, so I just need to change my thought process. Think. But the thing is, if you don't feel it in your heart, then absolutely nothing is going to change. You create things from the feeling. So the thinking mechanism is just in your mind, but the feeling mechanism is in your body, in your heart. And
Hmm.
that is the thing that changes everything is feeling it in your heart. And that's where all actions come. All actions come from the feeling that you have in your heart and in your body and not just in your mind. It's the feeling which makes you take action. Emotions is energy in motion.
Yeah, I like that. Listen, I might take it.
Go for it.
No, I don't know about there, but here, people say facts over feelings, right? But what you just said is really the inverse of that, right? It's the opposite. It's actually feelings over facts because how you
Yeah,
feel will help you interpret the facts.
absolutely. 100%. 100%. Because the funniest thing, Joseph, is a lot of people, a lot of people have these set in stone rules that are like, no, it must be like this. But the truth is, the only set in stone rules are the universal laws, which cannot really be broken. Those are the only set in stone rules. And a lot of the time, like, I'm very observant and I've observed a lot of people. So people, like, it's always the attitude of the individual. So one person, two people could be doing the exact same thing. Like, they could be working in the same field or operating in whatever they're operating in. One
Mhm.
person has completely negative, horrid experiences of doing it, and they have all these facts that come along with it. I see this all the time. They mention all these things that, oh, it's too hard, the people are horrible here, and they have all these things that they list about why it's the worst thing of all time. Then another person will be doing the same thing and saying, oh no, this is amazing, you meet the best people here, the people are so warming, they're so loving, they're welcoming, and they're having all these experiences. I'm like, these positive experiences. I'm like, but they're both in the same field, and why is one having horribly negative experiences and the other one is having amazing positive experiences? And both of them are claiming that their experiences are fact, but the real deciding factor is the attitude of each individual. So I would say both of them are actually right, so to say.
Right.
So the negative person is saying all these negative things, and this is my reality. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's your reality. You are correct. The person is who's having all these positive experiences. I'm like, yep, you're right, because that's your reality. Because you are creating your reality. You are creating the sort of vibrations that will attract people to be either negative towards you, and, well, yourself firstly, to be in a negative vibrational state, therefore making everything feel negative in that environment, making people feel your weak energy and be negative towards you. Whereas, and the person who's in the positive vibration is walking out feeling positive. Everyone feels that positive energy around them, and they can only be warming and welcoming to that person because they know that person is bringing positive energy. And so we have two contrasting realities within the same exact field.
So it sounds like, and you can correct me, right? What you're saying is you can't isolate an individual or an event, right? And in the sense that
Yeah,
everything that we've been through, right? All of our experiences from, as a child up into the present, wherever you are, everything that you've been through, you have the residual effect. And that's going to help you or hurt you in your interpretation of where you are. So we were talking about negative, right? When every
yeah,
experience can't be a negative experience, and you blame it on the people or the things that you've been doing, right? If you come with that negative interpretation, or if you're anticipating a negative experience, then your experience will be that, right? And now it's not necessarily
yeah,
all on you. However, your experiences prior do lend to that, right? But if you're open, you can have a negative mindset. I firmly believe that you don't have to be positive all the time, right? Life happens, but you can be open to change. And so,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say, it's like a lot of things. Yeah, people say, oh, things do happen in life. One thing I shifted my mindset to doing is to see everything as positive. So sometimes people say, oh, there's gonna be stepping stones in the way, but I don't see any stepping stones. You know, in Mario Kart, like back in the Mario Kart days, like where they'd have like these mushrooms where he jumps and bounces on.
Yeah.
That's what I see a stepping stone as now. So to me, if someone say, "Oh, there's a stepping stone," I don't see it as a stepping stone or a roadblock. I see it as something that I'm just gonna be like Mario and be like, "Boy, boom," and bounce and elevate. Like, so I'm gonna use any stepping stones as that mushroom in Mario to jump on top of it. Like,
Also,
I think with everything, yeah. Sorry.
I was going to say, so do you think that we anticipate negativity, however it comes, whether it's an obstacle, whether it's
Yes.
people, we anticipate that in order to be happy, right? Like you must be sad to be happy. or you must, in order to be successful, you must fail at something, right? You can't just go straight to success with planning and all this.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think we feel to balance it out or for things to be normal, there has to be some negativity because we've experienced it in the past. And also, I think that ever since you're a baby, you're looking around, you're just impressionable, you're seeing everything that goes around. And even as a baby, like the reason why we learn to speak, learn to walk and everything is only because we've watched other people do it since birth and we're taking it on into our subconscious mind. And also, we've heard things which are being interpreted as negative. We've looked at it this from birth, and you get so used to, even as a little kid, knowing negativity. So you become very negative conscious. And because you become negative conscious, you expect it's going to happen. And the true ways, like obviously Stoics would always say, is it is what it is. Be smileful, like be cheerful, joyful, no matter what happens, be thankful that you're still on this earth and you have like every opportunity to play this game of life and enjoy it. So it's like no matter what happens, see it as a video game for yourself to enjoy.
Yes. I just got back into video games, and I'm enjoying life.
Glad to hear it.
All right, so we're coming to an end. Is there something that you would like to leave the audience with, to help them, either for the day, for the moment, or to even use in the future?
Okay, so what I'd like to leave the audience with is I've started a challenge called the 30 Days of Delusion Challenge. So this 30 Days of Delusion Challenge is like where you know how everyone says, oh, trying to go for this and that and the other. Like I've been trying to inspire people to really go for their goals and dreams. And a lot of people, when I speak to them, their fear is being laughed at or people telling them that they're delusional. And I noticed that pretty much everyone has that fear. So I decided, you know what? This challenge is not just for me, it's for you guys. So I'm going to label this challenge 30 Days of Delusion. And this means I'm going to be acting delusional for 30 days, doing absolutely everything in my power to hit unattainable goals for 30 days. Like, well, all my socials are named Abra Nation, but on my socials, like Instagram, TikTok, Instagram's the one I am more active on. It's like 30 Days of Delusion Challenge.
So for these 30 days, right? For you,
Yeah.
do you have like a specific goal of something that you're trying to obtain, or is it just?
Yeah. So like a lot of the goals I do have are like financial goals. Um, I'm wondering whether to actually say them on camera or not. I'm not sure if it's too good of an idea to say their specific goals. Like you could probably imagine why. But but yeah. So it's like I still want to do it ethically and everything, and I would like to actually say the actual financial goal, but I have to look at everything and see. Is like like weigh up my options, but it's to really inspire people to hit their targets and even breaking down the mindset of why people. There's something I love to tell people, and this was going to help out your audience. Okay, so every year we all have these New Year, New Me goals people do, and the reason why everyone gives up on their goal when March comes, or they don't even get close to hitting their goal, and then 2025 comes and they do the same thing, and then they never end that cycle, is because in their mind, their goal is up here in their mind. That's what's happening. And they are down here in their mind. So, people, if your goal in your mind is up here and you think you are down here, that does not make sense for you to catch up with your goal. You are forever trying to do this and you don't believe you're worthy of being here. If you believe you're here and you believe your goal's up here, you don't think you're worthy of being here. So you trying to get there, you're going like this, forever going like this, and you're like, but I don't believe I'm worthy of achieving it. So you're going to go and plummet back down. For you to achieve this goal, you have to believe and see yourself as level of the same level as your goal, or higher than your goal. Because if you're the same level as your goal in your mind, or you're higher than your goal in your, yeah, so when you're in your mind level with your goal or above your goal in your mind and in your heart, then the actions you take you will go above and beyond everything to achieve that goal, and then you will achieve it. So the trick is to, in your mind, reduce the level of your goal. So don't reduce the goal itself, but take your goal off a pedestal and put yourself on a pedestal. Look at your goal as, I can achieve that with ease. And when you start to believe it, then your actions will align with your goal and you will achieve it.
Yes. And before that, feelings, guys. Feel that you're worthy enough to have an idea that is worthy enough. And then your actions will follow your feelings and your thoughts.
Absolutely, my man.
All right, Abraham, my man. Again, thank you for coming on. Guys, I will have his socials in the description. Make sure to check him out. 30 Days, Insanity. Listen, anything worth going for, right? It takes a bit of insanity. Hey,
It does.
you have to think outside of your norm,
That's
because if
right.
you don't, then you're going to stay in the same place. And truly, if you're not growing, right? If you are, as a person, right, in this life, if everything is stationary, that's worse than going backward. At least when you're
Facts.
going backwards, you're moving, right? Don't be afraid to take steps, even if you have to go back to go forward.